Let's see what we can build with simple carpentry skills and some cheap Home Depot plywood. Get ready to be inspired, not how to. Me and my brother started out this adventure by cutting out all the horizontal and vertical shelving members. Yes, absolutely, a track saw is on the bucket list. Over here, I have made this slot cutting jig, or a dado jig, to cut these grooves in the plywood for the shelves. So it's basically utilizing a top bearing guide bit on the router, and it's just going to guide on the edge of this. So all I have to do is just place it on the mark and it squares it up already for you. Clamp the shit out of it, and I could use a screw to secure it here for extra precautions, which I will do. Very light. Take the router, I've set the depth already by using a 1/2 inch piece of wood, 1/2 inch piece of plywood, because this is a 1/4 inch deep, and if you take a quarter off a 3/4 inch, it's a 1/2 inch. So I use this to set the depth from the top of here, just put it underneath. Take this down, set the depth, 1/2 inch plywood, and now I'm gonna be able to remove a 1/4 exactly. Turn it on. First I look at the speed I'm going and which way the bit's rotating, so I'm not climb cutting. This is going to be the banding for the shelf, so we can hide the grain of the plywood. This is oak. I got a flicker. And over here we have a special router bit. It's designed to cut a tongue in the material. This is set up. It's good to go. It spins. And then we have a knob here which supports the wood as it goes through. We don't even need to use the fence. Boom. Check it out. We've got the tongue cut in the oak banding, and we're going to do this 3 more times so it looks just like that, and then we're going to do the shelves with the groove. This bit right here, it's kind of like a saw blade. There's the tongue in the groove. So, check it out. We just finished routing out the banding, and I'm over here with a couple of pipe clamps, setting them up so that I can clamp the banding onto the boards. So I'll show you guys how. You can see over here, that's the tongue, and then the groove. I'm gonna fill it up with some wood glue. One more though. Same thing. Nice and sticky. Look at that shit. Got some wood over there. I don't even know if it's necessary. Honestly, I might add some back here too. So now this one's gonna go down, alternated. Oh, come on, this guy's so tight. There we go. I can even check the bottom. See if it's tight. Yeah, look at that. Now we're just gonna leave this one to dry. Maybe we've got to do like one more of these guys, and that's banding. And the banding actually adds a lot of structure to the plywood. So this oak is so strong, it doesn't bend. See that? It's like a metal pushing down nice and hard. That profile keeps the shelves together really well. For the vertical part though, it's completely unnecessary. However, it looks nice. I'm going to be assembling the outside. Oh, some glue here, and that's nice. Yeah, I'm gonna clamp it with my the nail, 2 nails. You see those 2 nails? That's holding it in the position I want. And now I'm using a drill and an impact and some finishing screws. I'm countersinking the head with the same diameter bit as the head of the screw in the wood. That's just to cut the grain. And then I take the impact for quicker and drive it in. I drive it in about 1/8 so I can have space for the epoxy wood fill. And I repeat the process in the next hole. Centers. That's it. You can see the setup I've done here. Now we're going to trim off the excess material from the banding, and I'm going to do that with the flush trim router bit with a bottom bearer. You can see I've got them both parallel, and they're going to help me support the router. I'm going to bring it down, then I'm just going to trim it off like that. It'll be zero clearance with the surface. And then I can also do the inside of this, both of them, and then over here too. These are parallel. I first put them on the ground and clamp them flush to the floor, parallel, and then I just put that assembly in the pipe clamps. Now I'm cutting the stop dado using this miter saw. Portion it's half of the board, half of that one over there too, and then I just remove the center, but I do a bunch of repeated cuts to reduce as much of the wood as possible. Then I flip it over and I do it on the other side too. This is the measurement, just real quicker. That was the distance that I use. And I just square it up roughly. Because this is not important, continue with the edge first. And then this shit I'll do with the... Oh, didn't finish cutting there. The teeth on this thing are facing up, so the blowout's gonna happen on top. That means I'm gonna have to flip it around because the tape's on the other side. So the tape's gonna stop that shit from going crazy up. That's how I do those. So I'll do the rest of them. I've actually already done a couple here. These ones I still need to do. How I've cut this first, and then I left this, which I'll finish off with the jigsaw like I just did. I just snapped some chalk line on the back of this 1/8" plywood. This is going to be the finished material you'll be seeing at the back of the shelf. So that's why I have the set back all the way. Now I can just line it up there. There we go. This is the nail line. So nails. So I'm going to nail this off, but I'm going to put some glue for it. Getting blue. Almost out there. The adjustment, it's flush, completely flush. That's exactly how it should be. But especially with this thin shit. Deep, just a couple clicks. What the fuck? Looks fucking beautiful. There's one thing about these finishing nails that are fired from a finishing gun. They have a chisel point instead of a spear point. So that allows you to actually control a ricochet, basically reducing your chances of blowing out a side. You do that by steering the nail or the finishing nailer in order to steer the nail the proper direction. So this chisel point, it's the same way it goes with the finishing nailer. The way you're driving it, you're only gonna go left or right from the way you're holding the gun. The length of the material is this way. This is the long side, and this is the short side. So if I don't want to be holding it like this, because if I hold it like this, the chisel point will shoot out most likely to the left or to the right. Hold it vertically at 90 degrees to the skinny side. 5 feet, 60 inches the inside measurement, but since the trim is going to be going in with a return, 1/4 inch all the way around, I need to subtract 1/2 inch from this measurement, and that's to the short side of the 45-degree miter. So I'm going to do 59.5. That's the short to short. I just do my 45 first. I cut it, and then I take this measuring tape, run it longer than the piece itself, and lock it. That's what the use of this lock is for, I believe. Bring this tab, leave it right there. There, 59.5. Remember what I was doing? So just drop it down.
Okay.
If this wall, I can't really use my stud finder because it doesn't work for some reason, but I can find a stud easily just by taking the measuring tape, butting it to the drywall, and imagining as if I were hooking on the back of the stud, but accounting for the drywall thickness. So I'll hook it on the stud. I'd measure to 16 inches, and that would place the mark of the stud on the left or on the right side of the 16 inches. So I put an X on there. However, there's a drywall, so I'll remove 1/2 inch. I'll go 1/2 inch back because there's drywall, which is 1/2 inch. So it would actually be 15 inches and a half. And then to the right of the 15 inches and a half would be the stud. I can test it. Measure 16 inches over. And then to the right would be the next stud. So I need to make a custom hole in there. I'm very happy with how this project turned out. I believe that wall-mounted furniture is awesome because it makes the room feel so much bigger. This shelf will definitely improve my quality of life. One last thing is durability test, guys. Check it out. Let's see if this can handle my body weight. It looks like the French cleat, it's just not moving. Peace.